Now, speaking of truth, when it comes to artists, I think it's a bit of an unwritten law in Ghana that outsiders are treated well, foreigners are treated well. And there's a perception that, and there's a belief within the Ghanaian community that Ghanaians don't actually treat each other that well. And this is just my opinion. I think that has also transcended into the music sphere. Thanks to social media and technological advancement, these days, not so much of journalists, but bloggers. And one thing I have noticed is the consistent negativity about artists. And one day I just sat down and realized after watching one particular individual, who I will not mention the name, descending heavily on an artist. And in as much as I was a Ghanaian, I thought, okay, he might be justified in what he's saying. I realized that, no, there's something actually wrong. Yeah. Because if you look at Ghanaian artists, especially today's artists, you came from nothing, essentially. Most artists came from nothing. Shattawale came from nothing. Shattawale came from nothing. Literally building themselves up, building your brand up to sustain yourself and to cross borders, transcend Ghana, I think should be applauded, and to look at the blueprint and try to see how we can further. But what we see is just negativity. Oh, he wasn't able to do this, or this one has done this, and this one hasn't done that. Yeah. I mean, you've had your fair share. How do you feel? How do you react? How are you able to deal with it?
Thank you very much. I love the question. But before I continue, with the example I made with Edna Ogoli, that's on the Nigerian side. On the South African side, we had Lucky Dube.
Oh, yes.
On the Ivory Coast side, we had Alpha Blondy, Tikin Jafakoli. On the Ghana side, we have, I can even add Kojo Entry to that list. We had Ruth Anabo. This was the first band to perform somewhere in Jamaica on a reggae festival. And we have the Black Prophets, we have the Rocky Dawunis, we have names, Papa Wastik, General Marcos. So that example is well fitted to know that we are all growing from crop to crop to crop to crop, dynamizing our sound, evolving into the beauty of turning, hybrids and naming it whatever we feel to name, but the source is definitely the same. Good. Now coming into the question, it's really unfortunate that it has become a thing that we are becoming known for as Ghanaians. It's unfortunate. It's not a good place to be, whereby we are almost becoming known for the confusion in the creative arts. Because I tell you, yesterday I went to sit at the roadside out of my apartment, because I brought the good weather to London.
Yes, you did.
The whole October is feeling like we're in Accra. Yeah. So I just decided to take a walk, just few steps, and then I just sat on it's like a two-ball situation. I was just there with me and OG. I love to do that a lot. That's how I find some peace, like entering the underground and just chilling. But I always get spotted, which I still love, because it's like a shock. Somebody would not even realize, and then it becomes a conversation. Yeah. So there was this young lady who was just shocked. I was like, "What are you doing here? No, is this you? Nah, come on." Right over there, in 3 minutes, you're gonna find there's an outdoor garden, there's a water. I said if I knew, I'd have gone there, because I love the natural vibes. But of course, this is also breezy. I'm seeing the cars pass and people. It's like I love to take in that, you know what I'm saying? And then we're starting, like, are you gonna come to the show? She's like, yeah, oh yeah, the 29th, you guys be talking about it. Yeah, I saw something in Birmingham as well. So I'm like, oh great. In my mind, I'm like, all right, publicity is waiting. Publicity really is going far because news travels. But now the thing is, the interest to want to take a step after hearing the publicity is dependent on a lot of things. And then, this girl was stating, like, she mentioned the same thing you did. And she specifically said she thinks there's not much investment in the craft by Ghanaian, and she's a Ghanaian, and this is random, you know, and then there's too much negativity in the meet, too much beefs, too much whatever. But you're doing amazingly well. These are her own words. I love your album. I'm not even gonna lie, it's crazy. Oh, that's one of the albums from Ghana that's giving us the energy to even speak and talk about Ghanaians, and we love what you're doing. To be honest, like, I'm a huge fan, and that's on the roadside. And for somebody to spot you on the roadside is really, I think it's not that easy, because there's so many people. So for, you know, somebody to just spot you. So I took it in, and just like you're saying, it got to me, and I realized how bad it is now. That our own people are tired of the kind of so much negative media reportage that collects the main headlines in our media, and that is what feeds off of, you know, across the world. And then, so you realize we all have work to do. From every single person, we need to actually look towards positivity, just like you said, that I'm positive. And I told you it's a choice, because I know what that does. It pays. It gives people the interest to want to get into, to come out, to get involved. Already, we're suffering from, you know, financing and other things, which I'm opening up, to be honest, in terms of, you know, because even look, even the African governments are loaning IMF, etc. So you can imagine when it trickles down to the African arts industry. That's the reality, you know what I mean? So it's not like there's money sitting anywhere that is, you know, like, you know, excess capital that is sitting anywhere. In as much as I beg to say that I think, if I take myself out of the box, I think that Nigerians have worked their ways and are still working their ways out a lot to be able to get capital to push in their industry. It's not like ours. And then we too, we like to be so, it's sad when it has to be this that we are gradually being known for. Where meanwhile, some of us are also pushing a positive narrative. You don't find me coming at anybody intentionally wanting to gain any kind of buzz, because in as much as I want to succeed, I definitely know that somebody wants to also succeed. The least I can do is to wish that somebody's zero success is going to account for my success. It doesn't work like that. Your success indirectly would affect me, and directly affect me if I know you in person. And that does me good more than your failure. Your failure does not guarantee my success. Imagine if I am at level 1 and I pray that you go to level 0. It doesn't make me the best guy.
But Stonebwoy, it's all well and good saying, you know, you don't go after people. Okay, that's great. But people do come after you.
Because I'm doing something good.
And
because I'm doing so many things right.
In as much as, yes.
It's just like when you see that, yes, that's all I can say, you know what I'm saying? And I'm happy that you know and other people know that I have never come at anybody unprovoked, even if I'm provoked.